Welcome back to my channel, everybody. I am RL Melpica, the Eat Coach, Natural Health and Diet Specialist. And today I want to talk about the 3 biggest takeaways that I've had since transitioning to a fruit-based diet. But before we get started, make sure you hit my subscribe button in your lower right-hand corner. All right, so you can get notifications of any time I drop a video on my journey, as well as natural health and diet. All right, so my 3 biggest takeaways. Number 1, since transitioning to a fruit-based diet, I have realized that fruit, bar none, is the most optimal food for humans. And I can talk about it all day. I can give you the reasons why, but you really don't understand it until you start making it a core staple of your diet. Just from the energy that it's giving you and the lack of energy that it's taking from you. I call that energy efficiency. So the fruit is going to give you more energy, more angstroms of energy, which is the measurement of magnetic energy, than any other food on the planet. And through the digestion process, it taxes you of the least amount of energy. So you're getting a high amount of energy and utilizing a low amount of energy. But another aspect of that is that leafy greens are just as important. And it took me a while to figure that out until I started implementing them into my diet as well. So leafy greens, for me, along with providing a lot of the minerals that we need, it just made me feel more balanced, especially in my gut. And I've dealt with a lot of gut issues throughout my life, and going to a fruit-based diet has helped heal those issues. But I felt like when I implemented the leafy greens with the fruits, man, I'm telling you, the balance is just tremendous. So if you have any type of gut issues, leafy greens is definitely where it's at. It's like the fruits clean you, they're astringent, so they help clean the digestive tract. But the minerals from the leafy greens help in the repairing process. So the combination of both of them together is absolutely amazing. And it's my biggest takeaway from moving from your standard diet to the fruit-based diet that I'm on right now. All right. Number 2, you start to realize that society is going to do you no favors, none at all. Like, there's just not a lot put in place for anybody who's trying to live and operate on a majority raw diet or a raw diet. It's just not set up for that. From the conditioning aspect of everything you see on TV, which is also conditioning the people around you. So socially, it becomes a big issue anytime you go somewhere. It just doesn't help you. That doesn't mean that it's something that should stop you. It's just something that you need to be prepared for. And for someone like myself, being the only one in my circle besides my wife, and my child that live like this, it's something that I wasn't prepared for. And it is difficult sometimes, but knowing that, it makes it a lot easier. Knowing that when you're driving, you're on a road trip or anything like that, when you see different restaurants and fast food chains and all this different stuff, like, it's never placated towards anybody that eats raw. Like, you don't see, especially, and I'm speaking of in America, you don't see fruit stands, anywhere, unless you're going to some specific farmer's market or something like that. So you have to be prepared. And that's where the food prep comes in play. That's where the, just making your food before you go, or if you're going to a social situation, bringing your own food really comes into play. But those things are a lot of things that I wasn't initially prepared for. But going through this journey and on this transition, now that I know these things, it does make it so much easier. Even vacations. And I made a couple videos on that in the past, but on vacation, being prepared. Like, now, me and my wife, when we go on vacation, the first place we stop is the grocery store to ensure that we have enough fruits and leafy greens to be the foundation of our meals for the entirety of the time that we're somewhere else outside of home. So that's the second biggest takeaway. The third biggest takeaway is that you have to be your own source. You have to be your own example. Look, we're in the information age. There is a study There are people, there are YouTubers, there are doctors, there are nutritionists that are going to try to sell you on every possible diet you can think of. There is, right? You just don't blindly trust anybody. Don't blindly trust me. What I implore you to do is try it on yourself. That's the only way you're going to know. So if what I say about diet, about health, about natural diet and health, if that resonates with you, the best way for you to figure out if it's the lifestyle for you is to apply it to yourself and see how you feel. Does it truly resonate? Does it truly align with who you are and what you're about? I am 100% confident in what I talk about. And the reason I am is not because I learned it or I read it in a book. It's because I applied it on myself and saw the results. And I continue to apply it on myself and continue to see results. Because healing is a never-ending thing. We're going to be healing our entire lives. We're going to be detoxing our entire lives. That's just a part of it, because our body is always trying to get us to our optimal health, get us to homeostasis. If you understand that, then you'll really, really, really have an easy time figuring out what's best for you. But what I implore you to do as well is to get as much information as you can. Because some people get scared away by things that are not natural to them from a conditioning standpoint. Meaning, if you start on the natural diet and you start getting sick or going through a detox, you might get scared away. If you start losing your hair, you might get scared away. If you start to lose your fingernails, you might get scared away. Oh, this isn't working. I need to stop this. But you have to understand what's happening with your body. You have years and decades of bad eating habits and toxicity within your body, diseased tissue that needs to be repaired. And your body is all about survival. So it's going to get rid of the things that are diseased, that are causing detriment to your body. So don't be scared of those things. Like I said, that's where the information and that's where the knowledge comes into play. But by all means, be your own example. Be your own source. If somebody tells you, where's your sources? Where are your sources? I'm your source. And I'm talking about you speaking to yourself. You are your best source. Not me, not Dr. Morse, not, Yaki, not Jillian Berry, not the vegetable police. Your best source is you. All right, so those are my 3 biggest takeaways from transitioning to a fruit-based diet. Number 1 is that fruit is the most optimal food in the world, bar none. But leafy greens are extremely important as well. Number 2, society is going to do you no favors. So be prepared and understand that in every circle of life, right? And number 3 is be your own source. Be your own example. Apply these things to yourself, but make sure that you do your due diligence and understand what's truly happening with your body. So I hope this helped some of you guys out there. Leave a comment if it did. Give me a thumbs up if this resonated, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. All right, I'll be back next time. Peace, love, and light, everybody.